Ever walk out of the grocery store wondering if your receipt was printed in Monopoly money? If inflation is cooling down, why does your money feel like it's shrinking? Sneak peek, here's what we're going to break down. First, I'll explain what inflation really means in plain English. Then we'll talk about the CPI, what it measures and what it misses. And I'll give you real tips to help you stay one step ahead because that's what actually matters. I had a client say to me the other day, if inflation is easing, why does everything still feel expensive? I knew exactly what she meant because just last week, I saw a jar of mayo priced at $9.95. I looked at the label twice and thought, is this for real? It's like going to adjust the thermostat. It says 21 degrees, but you're still sweating. That's how inflation feels right now. The numbers say it's cooling off, but your wallet says otherwise. And the reason for that? It starts with how inflation is measured and how that system leaves a lot of people scratching their heads. What inflation actually is. Inflation is just the rise in the overall cost of living, not just one item, but most things going up over time. Now, to track this, the government uses something called the Consumer Price Index, or CPI. That's basically a pretend shopping cart filled with stuff Canadians usually buy. Groceries, gas, rent, clothing, all kinds of things. Now, why CPI doesn't match your experience? CPI is an average, so even if your grocery prices are way up, if airline tickets go down, the CPI might still say inflation is falling, but you're not flying anywhere and you are buying groceries every week. The numbers feel completely disconnected from your real life. Core inflation. The nerdy but useful bit when you hear people talk about core inflation, they're looking past the noisy stuff like gas and produce. In Canada, we have three kinds: CPI trim, CPI median, and CPI common. Core inflation strips out the extremes so we can see the real trend. Right now, core inflation is still pretty sticky. Why we even have inflation? The Bank of Canada targets about 2% inflation per year to keep the economy moving. If prices never went up, people would just wait to buy things. That would slow down businesses, wages, and growth. What you can actually do about it. You can't stop inflation, but you can stay ahead of it. Smart Canadians are swapping name brands for generics. They're buying in bulk, tracking 3 to 5 expenses monthly, cutting out subscriptions, or using apps like Flip or Checkout 51. What happens when prices rise and your income doesn't? Most people lean on credit cards. That's a trap. The next thing you need to know is how to stop relying on debt just to survive the month. Go watch that now. It's a missing piece most people don't realize until it's too late.